Have you ever heard a story that feels almost too incredible to be true? A story of promises, faith, and unexpected twists. Today, we're diving into the life of a man whose very name means laughter. A man at the heart of a story that has shaped history for thousands of years. This is the story of Isaac. Our story begins with an elderly couple, Abraham and Sarah. Imagine being 100 years old and your wife 90. You've been promised a son, a child who will be the start of a great nation. But year after year, nothing happens. It seems impossible, right? Abraham and Sarah certainly thought so. In fact, when Sarah overheard the promise, she laughed to herself. How could this possibly happen? Yet, against all odds, the promise came true. A baby boy was born. And what did they name him? Isaac, which means he laughs. Their initial laughter of doubt turned into the purest laughter of joy. Isaac's birth was a miracle, a powerful reminder that with God, nothing is impossible. He was the child of the promise. Now, Isaac wasn't Abraham's only son. There was also Ishmael, born to Sarah's maidservant, Hagar. This created a complicated family dynamic. As the boys grew, tension started to build. Sarah saw Ishmael mocking Isaac, and she became worried about her son's inheritance and his special role in God's plan. She insisted that Hagar and Ishmael be sent away. This was a heartbreaking decision for Abraham, but he trusted that God had a plan for both of his sons. So Ishmael and his mother left, but God promised to care for them and make a great nation from Ishmael as well. This separation, though painful, cleared the path for God's covenant to continue, specifically through Isaac, the promised child. The story takes a dramatic and challenging turn. Picture this. God speaks to Abraham and gives him the most shocking command imaginable. Take your son, your only son Isaac, whom you love, and offer him as a sacrifice. Can you even fathom the weight of those words? Abraham had waited a lifetime for this son. Isaac was the fulfillment of God's promise, and now he was being asked to give him up. Abraham didn't argue. He didn't question. The very next morning, he set out on the journey with Isaac. As they walked, Isaac, carrying the wood for the offering, turned to his father and asked a simple, heart-wrenching question. "Father, we have the fire and the wood, but where is the lamb for the sacrifice?" Abraham's reply was filled with faith. God himself will provide the lamb. "My son." When they reached the mountain, Abraham built an altar, arranged the wood, and tied up his beloved son, placing him on top. He raised his knife, ready to obey. At that very last moment, an angel of the Lord called out from heaven, Abraham, do not lay a hand on the boy." Abraham looked up and saw a ram caught by its horns in a thicket. He had his answer. God had indeed provided the sacrifice. This incredible test revealed the depth of Abraham's faith and Isaac's willing trust in his father. It was a powerful foreshadowing of a future sacrifice, showing that God is a provider who values obedience and faith above all else. As Isaac grew into a man, it was time for him to marry. But this wouldn't be just any marriage. Abraham was determined that Isaac's wife should come from their own relatives, not from the local Canaanite people. So he sent his most trusted servant on a long journey back to his homeland with a very specific mission: find a wife for Isaac. The servant didn't rely on his own wisdom. He prayed for a sign. He asked God to show him the right woman by having her offer water not just to him, but to his 10 camels as well. Watering 10 thirsty camels is no small task. Before he even finished praying, a beautiful young woman named Rebekah came to the well. The servant asked for a drink, and not only did she give him one, but she immediately offered to draw water for all his camels until they had finished drinking. It was the exact sign he had prayed for. The servant knew he had found the one. After meeting her family and explaining his mission, Rebekah bravely agreed to leave her home and journey to a new land to marry a man she had never met. When Isaac first saw her, it was love at first sight. He brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, and she became his wife. He loved her deeply, and she brought him great comfort after his mother's death. Their union was a beautiful example of divine guidance and answered prayer. Isaac's life wasn't always easy. He faced challenges, including famine, which forced him to move his family. During this time, he redug the wells his father Abraham had originally dug. However, local herdsmen would repeatedly claim the wells for themselves, starting arguments and fights. Think about how frustrating that would be. You do all the hard work of digging a well, a source of life in a dry land, only for someone else to come and take it. But what did Isaac do? Each time a well was contested, he would simply move on and dig another one. He chose to avoid conflict rather than escalate it. Finally, he dug a well that no one argued over. He named it Rehoboth, which means open spaces, saying, "Now the Lord has given us room and we will flourish in the land." Isaac's patience and peaceful nature teach us a powerful lesson. Sometimes, the wisest path is to walk away from a fight and trust that you will find your own open space to thrive. Just like his parents, Isaac and Rebekah also longed for children. For 20 years, they prayed, and finally, their prayers were answered. Rebekah became pregnant with twins, but her pregnancy was difficult. The two babies struggled against each other even in the womb. When she asked God why, she was told that two nations were inside her, and that they would be divided from the start, with the older serving the younger. When the time came, the first baby was born, red and hairy. They named him Esau. Immediately after, his brother came out, grasping Esau's heel. They named him Jacob. The boys grew up to be complete opposites. Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the open country, and he was his father's favorite. Jacob, on the other hand, was a quiet man, preferring to stay at home among the tents, and he was his mother's favorite. This division in the family, this favoritism, would unfortunately set the stage for future conflict and deception. As Isaac grew old, his eyesight failed him. Believing he was near the end of his life, he decided it was time to pass on the special patriarchal blessing to his firstborn son, Esau. This blessing was incredibly significant. It carried promises of prosperity, authority, and a special relationship with God. Isaac told Esau to go out, hunt some game, and prepare his favorite meal, and then he would receive the blessing. Rebekah overheard this. Remember, she was told before the twins were born that the older would serve the younger, and Jacob was her favorite. She decided to take matters into her own hands. She devised a plan for Jacob to deceive his blind father. She cooked a meal just the way Isaac liked it, dressed Jacob in Esau's clothes to smell like him, and covered his smooth hands and neck with goat skins to feel hairy like his brother. Jacob went in to his father. Isaac was suspicious. The voice sounded like Jacob, but the hands felt like Esau. Tragically, the deception worked. Believing he was blessing his firstborn, Isaac gave Jacob the powerful, irreversible blessing. Just moments after Jacob left, Esau returned with the meal he had prepared. When he discovered what had happened, that his brother had stolen his blessing, he let out a bitter cry. The deception shattered the family. Esau was filled with a murderous rage toward Jacob, forcing Jacob to flee for his life. It's a heartbreaking chapter, a stark reminder of how favoritism and deceit can cause deep and lasting pain within a family. Despite the turmoil and deception that marked his later years, Isaac lived a very long life. After Jacob fled, he spent 20 years away before finally returning and, with God's help, reconciling with his brother Esau. Years passed, and the brothers, once torn apart by deceit, were brought back together. Isaac lived to be 180 years old. When he finally passed away, his two sons, Esau and Jacob, the hunter and the quiet man, the rival brothers, came together to bury their father. In the end, their shared love for their father transcended the bitterness of the past. They laid him to rest, united in their grief. Isaac's life was a journey bookended by miracles and marked by faith, patience, and human frailty. From his miraculous birth to his patient perseverance and the dramatic events that shaped his family, Isaac's story is a vital link in a chain of promises that stretches through generations. It's a story of laughter, tests of faith, love, conflict, and eventual reconciliation. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey through the life of Isaac. I hope this story inspired you. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more stories like this, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. See you next time.